Okay, so we're going to do our next video. This is the adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing decimals video. For some reason, I can't figure out like how to stop the video or like how to make it only show what what we're working on. So whenever I say, okay guys, this is the end of the video, you can just stop it because I don't know how to do anything other than that. So, okay, so let's get started. Everybody find this page. Adding decimals. All right, let's talk about decimals. Decimals are nothing to be afraid of. You've been doing it for a long, long time. Okay, the thing about when you are adding and subtracting decimals, the first thing that you need to do is you need to line up the decimals. Okay, let's talk for just a second. No decimal inside, it's on the right. So go ahead and write this. No decimal inside, it's on the what? Right. Every number can have a decimal. Pretend like I have this number, 35. There's no decimal, but hey, right there on the right, you can always add it, okay? No decimal inside, it's on the right. Okay, you've been told that a bazillion times. Okay, so let's look at this problem. I have a decimal here and a decimal here, right? No big deal, line them up. 302 and 65 hundredths, 23 and 4 tenths. Okay, now, is it necessary for you to put that placeholder? Absolutely not when you're adding. Now, does it hurt you if you do it? Absolutely not. So if you need to, do it. 5 plus 0, 5. 6 plus 4, 10. Bring that decimal straight down. Carry that 1. 2 plus 3 is 5. Plus 1 is 6. 2 plus 0 is 2. 3 plus nothing is 3. 326 and 5, what place is this? Hundreds. So if you needed to write this number as a decimal, it would look like this. Okay, now you wanted to write this as a fraction. 326 and 5 hundredths. Now, could 5 hundredths be simplified? Yes. 326 and 1/20. Okay, this was a decimal. I converted it into a fraction. Then right here, I simplified it. Okay, so just because you got this as your answer doesn't mean that it's not going to show up as a fraction. Okay, 5 hundredths, easy to convert 5 hundredths. Okay, let me move this over. Oh, here, let's write something else. Adding, let's write, bring your decimal straight down. Okay, so adding and subtracting, you line them up. And bring them straight down. So come over here to subtracting. Same thing. Easy, line up the decimal. This one says, be sure to borrow values. We know how to borrow. When bottom values are bigger than top values. So I have 613 and 47 hundredths minus 32 and 87 hundredths. Okay, 7 minus 7 is 0. Can I take 8 from 4? No. Borrow from that 3. It becomes a 2. This becomes a 14. 14 minus 8 is 6. Bring that decimal where? Straight down. 2 minus 2 is 0. Borrow from this becomes a 5. That becomes an 11. 11 minus 3 is what? 8. 5 minus nothing is 5. Okay? So this is 580 and 60 hundredths, right? So it could look like this. It could be 580, 60 over 100, which would simplify to what? 6 over 10, then that would simplify to what? 580. How many times will 2 go into 6? 3. How many times will 2 go into 10? 5. Okay, you could say this a couple different ways. You could say 580 and 60 hundredths, or you could say 580 and 6 tenths, right? This 0 right here, it doesn't change its value, it just changes its name. Okay, so once again, bring the decimal, so line them up. Line them up. When I'm saying them, I'm talking about decimals. Line up the decimals, then bring it straight down. Okay? Nobody should miss that. That's easy. If you get confused, think about money. Okay? Now, let's go to the other one. Come back over here. Multiplying decimals. What does it say? Multiplying decimals, number 1. Multiply the numbers like normal. Okay? Let's highlight this. Like what? Oh, that's kind of thick. I don't think I like that. Let's erase that. Let's just highlight a little bit. Multiply the numbers how? Like normal. Do not worry about lining them up. You do not worry about lining the decimals up. All right, let's see. So you have a 4 by 3, right? So you're going to put the 4 on top. 23 and 32 hundredths. Oh, gosh. Sorry. I do not want that. Okay, we're good now. 23 and 32 hundredths times 42 and 3 tenths. I have a decimal here and a decimal here. I did not line any of it up, okay? 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 2 is 6, okay? That takes care of that first level. Now go back and check and make sure. 2 times, that's 6. 9, 9, 6, okay? Now you are going to mark off that 3, put Bob in the basement. Okay, kind of start all over. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 2 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, now I'm done with that. Mark that off. Put 2 Bobs in the basement. Okay, sometimes this is where we get confused. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. Carry your 1. 4 times 3 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. Carry your 1. 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. Okay? 6 plus 0, 0 is 6. 9 plus 4 is 13. Carry your 1. That's 10 plus 14, 24. That's 6, 8, 10, 16. Carry your 1. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 9. Okay, so this is telling me that I have 986,436. No. Okay, you need to count your decimal places, the places that you have to the right. 1, 2, 3. Okay, start down here. 1, 2, 3. So your answer is 986 and 436 tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Okay, it says count all the decimals to the right in both numbers. Move right to left. So that means right to left. You're starting over here and you're going to the left. See? 1, 2, 3. Then we came down here and we started on the right and moved to the left. Okay, any questions about that? I'm going to give you a second to look over that. Okay, now that was multiplying decimals. Now we're going to go to dividing decimals. All right, Miss Gentry loves dividing decimals. What does Miss Gentry say? Outside, inside, up. I better be seeing some motions here in just a second. Okay, everybody, what? Outside, inside, up. First of all, let's look at this. This is 42 6800ths divided by 2 2/10. Remember, Miss Gentry tells you to write it how you say it all the time. 42 6800ths. When you say this divided by, you draw the house. Divided by 2 2/10. Okay, so now we're doing our outside, inside, up. Ready? Outside, inside, up. What does that mean? Outside, inside, straight up. Okay, so now what this is saying 426 8/10 divided by 22. Okay, because you cannot have a decimal out here on the outside. That's why you go outside, inside, up. Okay, now we're just going to regular divide like we've always divided. How many times will 22 go into 42? Once. Okay, subtract that. It's going to be 0. 4 minus 2 is 6. Bring, no. Erase that. I really did not mean for that to happen. We need to get the tiny eraser. Okay. This is 0. This is 2. Okay, now that makes more sense. Okay. Because this number has to be less than that number. Okay, so now bring down the 6. Okay, think about 20. How many times would 20 go into 200? Well, 20 times 5 is 100, so I'm thinking, it's not going to be, let's try 9. 22 times 9. 9 times 2 is 18. Carry your 1, 18, 19. Yep, that'll work. So that's 9, and I get 198. Okay, now subtract that. Now, can I take 8 from 6? No. Can I borrow from here? No. You have to go all the way over to the 2. This is going to become a 9. This will become a 16. 16 minus 8 is 8. That's going to be 0, 0. Bring down this 8. 22 times what would give you 88? 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, outside, inside, up. I don't care. Outside, inside, up. Okay. Move the decimal and the dividend to the right. Might not be at the end. Put a decimal point in the quotient right above the 1 in the dividend. Okay, then what does it say? Divide like normal. Okay, so that takes care of this page. So we've done the front with the fractions and the back with this one. Okay, thanks. Just stop the video. Just ignore the rest of the thing. I can't figure out how to make it stop. So just stop it right here.